amazing. Since I was running his company, he gave me full autonomy to do whatever he thought that I thought was the best. He was a real artist advocate, and he was just so amazing when it came to making sure that the artists that he signed had everything that they could want. He didn't want to take people's publishing because he thought that an artist is an artist and someone else should not own your publishing. So he had a different view than other, let's call it, record company owners had. He was interesting as a businessman. It was really funny. My daughter Juliet had a friend who was having a bat mitzvah, and the parents were very rich, and they said, "Kerry, we will give you $10 million if Prince would just play at our bar mitzvah." And I was like, "No problem." So I called him and I said, "Hey man, I got $10 million for you if you'll just play at this bar mitzvah for 30 minutes. He said, "No, I can't do that." I said, "What do you mean you can't do this? $10 million?" He said, "Yeah, but it's not cool." So he didn't do things for money. He did things because they were right. They felt right in his spirit. He felt cool about it, and everything he did had to be cool.
It was really a unique experience you had. I want to get into that a little bit more. But do you know the circumstances surrounding his sudden death? Only 57 years old. We only know what police said. He was found unresponsive in an elevator in his home there. Do you have any more information on that?
Well, you know what? I don't. As soon as it happened, I started getting this influx of calls. A plethora of calls just started coming to me. And the thing that I thought was, being that I worked with him so long, he was always so into health. He was a vegan. He didn't do drugs. He was just he was very cognizant of the things that he put into his body. So and we used to play basketball. He was an athlete. I mean, and he was a good athlete. He was shockingly good for how small he was, because he was a really tiny guy. But he was very into health. So I'm shocked. I don't know what it could be, and I'm waiting to find out, just like everyone else.
Yeah, we're showing live pictures, by the way, Kerry, of Paisley Park, where obviously that's his studio, his company over there. People are beginning to gather over there. Talk a little bit about the impact he had, from your perspective as someone who worked with him for so many years, the impact he had on music.
Well, he had an incredible impact on music because prior to Prince, at least R&B artists, they did not own their publishing. They did not own their masters. It was a very interesting scenario. During Prince's time, when he came and said, "You know what? No, I'm going to own my songs. I want to own my masters," and all of this kind of stuff, he changed the paradigm and the thought process for those artists that came after him. So I think that he had a great effect as far as that's concerned. What was the other part of the question you asked?
The impact that he had on music. You're giving us a good impact. That he had an enormous impact, and he set the scene for so many other artists who weren't just recording music. They were actually the producers. They were the actual business leaders of all of that, and they weren't just working for someone else, right?
Right, and another thing is, the sound that he came up with. Just like this song that Maroon 5 has out, Sugar, I think it is. I mean, to me, that's a Prince record. It sounds exactly like a Prince record. And I'm sure that they got their inspiration from Prince, as did a plethora of other artists. And he was so incredibly prolific. I had a chance to work with him in the studio. I had a chance to play with him on stage. I mean, he loved music. He really loved music. So he would come to a little funky Whiskey a Go-Go or Troubadour, and he would be in the audience, and he would get up and play. And it was always shocking, but he loved to play.
You know what I want to do, Kerry? I want you to stay with us. I want to play a little bit of When Doves Cry, the 1984 hit. As we go to break, we'll resume our coverage right after this.